Hello, good morning. We're here today to give you a little bit of information regarding these Sennheiser headphones. This one in particular is the Sennheiser HD201. As you're aware, they are German technology, as far as I'm aware. I'm wanting a decent set of headphones for when I'm using the radio. I've tried all different types of headphones, and what I tend to find is I get a lot of hissing, sounding very tinny, and bass is nothing there at all. So we decided to check out these particular set of headphones. I did a bit of research on YouTube prior to buying. It's what I tend to do most often if I'm going to buy a product I've never used before. So the reviews I got were quite good, actually. In fact, I got a good one from Sennheiser, the main office. The review sounded very convincing, obviously because it's the manufacturer. So being myself, I decided to purchase them, and to be honest, I paid less than £14 UK pounds for my set of headphones, the Sennheiser. So I was quite daunted because I thought, a pair of headphones, how can they be rated so good if they only cost X amount of money? And doing a little bit of research, I did find out because they're so popular, especially in studios. I thought maybe because they're so popular, they decided to keep the price at a low price. In fact, for myself, it seemed too low. Anyway, without further ado, I'll just briefly go through what we got when it arrived. This is what we got. Came in just a simple box, bubble wrapped obviously inside another box, and as you can see, Sennheiser, and straight away it just came in something like that. And obviously for less than £15, can't grumble. And I thought, okay, let's have a look and see what we got inside. Well, this is what we did get inside. We have the cable, actually, as you can see. It's quite long. I was quite surprised. But for me, I didn't mind too much, to be honest, because I'm always moving around the room anyway. Being on the radio, then sitting down on the chair, and then answering the phone, it gave me ample wiring. It's not as thick as I expected it to be. It's quite thin, so if I were you, I'd just be a little bit careful. If it's dragging along the floor, it may catch under the wheels of your chair or anything like that. But the jack itself is flexible, so it's not a tight thing, so it can bend if you do get into some awkward positions anyway. We've got a normal standard 3.5mm jack plug, which will then actually fit onto the 6.3mm plug, which you can just clip on and then put straight into your stereo system. In my case, it will go directly into my radio jack headphones, so I'm quite happy about that. And yeah, it's good quality. the jack. I've seen some poor ones on the market, but this one seems to be okay. Let's get out of focus. We're in focus now, so then yeah, so that's quite okay. The headphones itself, I was quite happy really, because they weren't too bulky and they weren't full of lots of metal, lots of plastic, you know, they get too heavy on your head. But this particular pair I was quite happy with, because not only do they move and bend and twist slightly, they have good cushioning, and the pads are quite nice, quite flimsy, and just ideal for your ears. In fact, these ones actually fit perfect on your ears. Well, if I don't have the big head anyway, so they fit perfectly. And also at the top, you have some cushion in there as well. And for me, I suffer with migraines, not so much now as I did when I was younger, but I tend to get headaches. And I did find out, being a chef also, having to wear those stupid chef hats, 6 foot tall, making you look 6 foot tall, I used to get constant headaches because of the pressure of the hat on my head. And with speakers, I seem to have the same problem. But I wore these for a good hour or so, and I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel uncomfortable. In fact, one time I forgot I had them on my head. They were so comfortable. But that's my word, you know. But like I say, for £15, you just can't go wrong. And a little bit of shiny plastic metal. And they have an extendable for your head and so on, which is quite fine actually. In fact, they just realistically sit snug on your head. Why we decided this Sennheiser is because on the radio we like to pick out voices in the back of the radio, which we wouldn't normally hear with say a speaker, or even some powerful headphones. I did find these were ideal, hence them being for recording studios. And if, for example, you want to listen to some old classical music, say, I don't know, classical, in fact, old pop music, or, you know, kind of music, once you wear these headphones, you hear like noises, well, not noises, but you hear the words of the person singing more clearly than you've done before. Well, before I used to wear other headphones, I didn't make out some of the words very clearly. But these headphones are so punchy, you can literally hear the music. It sounds clear. There's no distortion. There's no hissing sounds, you know, like you would normally get. And last week I plugged them into my laptop, and I was listening to some songs from the 1960s and 1970s, where it was very, very tinny, you know, when they were singing, and you could hear. But the acoustics from the, you know, from the music, wow, it was good. The guitar, the instruments they were playing, you could hear them stringing the instrument more clearly. That's what I actually got from listening to music. But don't get me wrong, they're a nice set of headphones. But if you want to use them, say, for your I don't know, your mobile phone, on the train or anything like that, realistically they actually are made for the recording studio and listening back to your recordings, or for HF radio, CB radios, anything where you're going to want to hear the sound more clearly, and if it's in the distance it amplifies it. So basically for me, they're a perfect set of headphones. I've got to have full operation with them regarding the radio. At the moment, I'm mostly aiming these at CB radio operators, amateur radio operators, because this is the type of headphone I'm surely they would love to try out. For £15, like I keep on saying, for £15, it's like what you see is what you get. and for what I've been getting from them, the quality and the sounds and how comfortable they feel, you know, you can't go wrong. I had some Beat headphones and they're basically in the drawer now. I just don't like them anymore. They just don't do nothing for me on the radio. I have to keep twiddling the wires to sort of get the sound I want. There seems to be some kind of hissing, whereas these completely clear of hissing sounds. And like I say, each to their own, but for myself I give this 10 out of 10. Actually I would give it 12 out of 12 really, to be honest, if there was 12 out of 12, but in theory 10 out of 10. Price wise very much 10 out of 10, and like I said before, this particular one comes in black. There are other, I think there is another color, but this is a set of headphones which go back a few years now. These are an old set of headphones, but just because they're £15, it doesn't mean oh, because they're trying to get rid of them. They've always been around that price. In fact, I'm living in the Philippines and I actually required these on a shopping channel, and I was expecting, when I bought them, I thought, wow, that's a good price. And then when I looked around the market, they're selling everywhere around the world for around the same price. So even if you're buying them from, say, from China, where they're coming in from, they're under manufacture from Germany, I believe so. And I was quite surprised the price is the same all around wherever you go. But still, 15 quid, wow, keep going on. But like I said, it's a really good price. But yeah, so basically they are a dynamic audio reproduction with rich and crisp bass response actually on this one. So the bass is quite good. But like I said, distant voice comes out so clearly. And again, the ears are seal cup design. They're a seal cup design, so they actually just fit over your ears. And sometimes well, depending on the background noise, it does dampen out some of the background noise, so you're not getting that loud thumping sound in the background or the clanging sound in the background. It does dampen it down, so I'm quite happy about that. So yeah, so please give this a thumbs up, and I'll try and find, well, I don't need to find the link actually, just Google Sennheiser HD201. I'm sure you will be satisfied. Again, give me a thumbs up, like, and so on and forth, and also subscribe to my channels, to my channel actually, and you'll see other videos relating to CB radios, HF radios, etc. Thank you for watching. Thank you.